liberator, but you can't murder liberation. You can murder revolutionary, but you can't murder revolution. And you can murder a freedom fighter, but you can't murder freedom.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Art of Political Discourse. Let's get right to it. What is happening with the abduction or the vast number of missing children every year globally? This is a question that was posed to this channel recently, and we tried to find the answer to that, and we weren't able to. Here in Los Angeles, in California, over 63,000 children were reported missing. All right. And this goes back, that stat or statistic is from 2024. As of today, the numbers, they say, are not quantifiable. They can't discern or let us know what that number truly is. Some of what they say is that some of these numbers have to do with runaways, reported runaways. But for whatever reason, I don't find that, I can't see that being the reason for that amount of children coming up missing, or that amount of children even having a significant number of runaways in that number. And not only that, we're talking about California right now. In California, in Los Angeles, it's reported that every month there are 1,000 children reported missing or reported runaways. Annually, the number is 13,000. That's just in Los Angeles. Okay. Again, there's something going on with the children. And then, when you begin to really consider what's going on in the world, especially a lot of what we don't know is going on, but sadly, things come out in the open. The Epstein files, for instance, we know now that the Epstein files contain information pertaining to human sex trafficking, issues concerning minors, not just, being used for those types of acts, but also being unalived as a result of. There is something really wrong in the world to where if people of the world, adults in the world, willing to abduct children and do certain things to children, then that indicates that there's something wrong with those who run the world or have something to do with running the world, those with power, those with money. I want to include a clip, and this clip speaks to missing children globally by country. Some shocking information, shocking data. Again, and it makes one wonder, why isn't there just a serious and great outcry for the well-being of the children, being that the children of the world is what will pretty much guarantee the survival of the world. The world needs the children in order for the world to have a future. Like I said, for me, it's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. We did a piece the other day on homelessness in Los Angeles, and those numbers are kind of high, especially homeless children who are in the streets, living in the streets. Of that number, in terms of those young ones coming up missing or not, we don't have those statistics or data. I will look into that, but let's cover this because I think this is significant. And again, with everything that's going on in the world, you have to surmise, you have to think that something is going on with the abduction of so many children. This clip is courtesy of Black World, Black History. Let's get into this. But before we do, I ask that you like, share, follow, comment, and subscribe to this channel, The Art of Political Discourse. We appreciate your viewership and participation. And as such, we will continue to bring you informative and educational context or, learning, something that you can use in your daily life. And this is something we think the people need to see. So without further ado, here we go. Wow. Hmm. And that's the question I like to pose to the audience, to the viewers. What is really going on with this thing about missing children globally? Globally. So I wrote the numbers down, rounded off to the nearest tenth. But let me see. Okay. That's 800. Let's say 900,000 children a year gone missing, unaccounted for. 900. So let's say of the 900,000, maybe 100,000 are runaways, probably a little more. But the number in and of itself is astounding. The number in and of itself should be enough for there to be global outrage, as was said, about this. This is disturbing. How is it that there are 900,000, thereabout, missing children globally? And what is behind the what is behind these children coming up missing? What's really going on in the world where um, the children of the world, who is the future of the world, are coming up missing in numbers like this? Something's not right. Um, to say that a certain number of runaways, it's understandable, but just on the face of it, just any number of abducted children not being found, not being returned home, or children with no, the authorities in no way are able to say where these children are, what happened to them, is an issue. It's an issue that we need to think about or think more about. Again, there is so much going on in the world where issues like this get swept under the rug. The seriousness of this is indescribable. How serious this is. You know, countries will go to war over some of the most minutest and minor things, disagreements. You know, they would spend vast amount of money for wars. They would do all the things that really, if you look at it on the face of it, they do these things. These countries with these missing children would do things that make no sense. They would spend money on things that make no sense. They would turn over heaven and hell for issues, or go, or be in conflict, or go at it with one another over things that are not as serious as missing children, or the lives of missing children. Something needs to be said about this, and I'm surprised that this is, again, not something that is always at the forefront of media. I don't understand why it isn't. But that being said, again, please like, share, follow, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Your participation and viewership is very much appreciated. This is the art of political discourse. Thank you for joining us. Take care of yourselves and each other.
You can murder a liberator, but you can't murder liberation. You can murder a revolutionary, but you can't murder revolution. And you can murder a freedom fighter, but you can't murder freedom.